What is the most popular phone recently? It'll undoubtedly be the iPhone 14 series and Huawei Mate 50 series. The most concerned should be the iPhone 14 Pro and Huawei Mate 50 Pro. They are the mainstream flagship phones of each company. The starting price of iPhone 14 Pro is $1,100 and the starting price of Huawei Mate 50 Pro is $950. What would you choose? Although they are not phones of the same price, many users still like to make comparisons. Let's make a configuration interpretation. In terms of appearance, the two phones can be said to have their own advantages. The front of the iPhone 14 adopts a 6.1-inch straight screen and abandons the bangs appearance, so it uses a centered pill-digging appearance. Apple also calls it Smart Island, which combines notifications and applications. Controls and other operations look like ever-changing digging, which is to play new tricks for digging. The back adopts a glass back cover and a high bright metal middle frame. The thickness of the body is 7.85 mm, the weight is 206 grams, and the details support IP68 waterproof. Huawei Mate 50 Pro uses a 6.74-inch curved screen on the front, and it has a wide bangs appearance. Fortunately, the curved screen has a borderless effect, so the screen looks good. Its bangs area integrates a 3D recognition module, which can realize 3D face recognition. You can also choose the high-hardness Kunlun glass version on the front, which is more resistant to falling than ordinary screens. The thickness of the body is 8.5 mm, the weight is 209 grams, and the details also support IP68 waterproof. One is a Smart Island straight screen, and the other is a curved screen with wide bangs. Which one do you prefer? I personally think that the iPhone 14 Pro has a smaller body, and the weight and texture are very good, while the Huawei Mate 50 Pro has a larger screen, but the weight is similar to the iPhone 14 Pro, so it is difficult to distinguish the winner in terms of appearance. The front of the iPhone 14 Pro uses a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR display with a resolution of 2556 by 1179 pixels and 460 ppi. The display effect is very delicate, and its screen brightness can reach 2000 nits. The screen can be seen clearly under sunlight. Almost there is no rival. It supports ProMotion adaptive refresh rate, can dynamically switch between 1 to 120 Hz, as well as HDR display, original color display, P3 wide color gamut, etc. The screen quality is definitely the top level in the industry. The front of Huawei Mate 50 Pro uses a 6.74-inch OLED screen. Put it together with the iPhone 14 Pro, and you can feel the difference in the screen. Although the display effect is not as good as the iPhone 14 Pro, it also supports 120 Hz refresh rate, P3 wide color gamut, HDR10 display, etc., and it supports 1440 Hz high-frequency PWM dimming technology, which can reduce screen flicker, thereby reducing eye damage, and its brightness is not as good as iPhone 14 Pro. In terms of cameras, Huawei, which got rid of Leica, developed its own XMAGE image, which has a 10-speed variable aperture and supports up to 200 times zoom. The iPhone has upgraded the main camera from 12 megapixels to 48 megapixels and also added a photographic engine and sports mode. Taking pictures can be said to have their own advantages, but when it comes to video shooting, I think Apple is better. The iPhone 14 Pro is equipped with a pro-level camera system at the rear, with a rear 48-megapixel main camera, 12-megapixel ultra-wide-angle and 12-megapixel telephoto. The improvement in the pixels of the main camera lens has greatly improved its imaging capabilities. Huawei Mate 50 Pro is equipped with a rear 50-megapixel main camera, 64-megapixel periscope telephoto and 13-megapixel ultra-wide-angle, equipped with Huawei XMAGE imaging system. Obviously, its telephoto advantage is more obvious. For non-professional photography users, it is difficult to distinguish between the two phones in daily shooting. The core performance of iPhone 14 Pro has reached the peak in the industry. It is equipped with A16 Bionic chip, based on 4nm process technology, has 6-core CPU and 5-core GPU, and is equipped with 16-core neural network engine and 6 gigs running memory. In the GeekBench 5 database, single-core the score is 1879 points, and the multi-core score is 4664 points, far exceeding the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, Dimensity 9000 and other phone chips. And the optimization of the iOS system, the fluency is better than most Android phones. Huawei Mate 50 Pro is the first to launch the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 4G processor, except that it does not support 5G. Its performance is almost the same as that of the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. In the GeekBench 5 database, the single-core score is 1266 points, the multi-core score is 3938 points, and it is equipped with 8 gigs. The running memory, performance and power consumption are much worse than the iPhone 14 Pro, but it is relatively smooth for daily use and gameplay. The iPhone 14 Pro has a built-in 3200 mAh battery. Although the capacity is not large, the battery life is longer than the 4500 mAh battery of the Android phone. Video playback can be up to 23 hours, and streaming video can be up to 20 hours, but the 20-watt and fast charging speed is slower. In contrast, Huawei Mate 50 Pro has a built-in 4700 mAh battery, supports 66-watt wired fast charging and 50-watt wireless fast charging, and the charging speed is more powerful than iPhone 14 Pro. Both the iPhone 14 Pro and Huawei Mate 50 Pro are excellent flagships, with obvious advantages and disadvantages compared with the previous generation. The iPhone 14 Pro has ushered in all aspects of improvement, with a novel smart island digging screen, a more powerful A16 Bionic chip, a pro-level 48-megapixel main camera, a 120Hz adaptive refresh rate, etc., plus exquisite the appearance and feel of it. I think it is difficult to have a rival. The disadvantage is that the charging speed is slow. Huawei Mate 50 Pro is Huawei's sincere work after 2 years. Although it does not support 5G, it is also equipped with high-performance Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 4G processor, 120Hz curved screen, Huawei XMAGE image, 66-watt wired, and 50-watt wireless fast charging, etc., and the price is $150 cheaper than the iPhone 14 Pro, which is more cost-effective. What do you think about the new phones? Did it interest you? Write your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and see you soon.